what to do, what not to do. Am I doing something wrong? Am I doing it all right? Is the baby fine? Why is he crying so much? Is he uncomfortable? Is she uncomfortable? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to share with you guys some things that I learned after becoming a new mom. So for reference, I became a mom last year this time. 30th of June was my baby's birthday, which just went by. So after completing 1 year, I just realized there are so many things that I've learned, but I just wanted to pen it down for you guys, what I really learned over the period of 1 year. So I have my list right here. I made it this morning, so I'll be referencing it as I go through the video. And without any further ado, let's just go ahead in the video. So the first thing that I realized after becoming a mom is that there is a huge shift in the identity. And what I mean by that is, when you're pregnant, you're still yourself with the baby, but the baby isn't out yet. So you're not exactly like a mom who's taking care of a child. You have the baby inside your body. You are yourself. Your mental state can go from 0 to 10, but you're still yourself. You can do self-care. You can indulge in different things if you're healthy. And I feel like most of your time is taken by you or your family members and not the baby in itself. So there is not a big identity shift when you're pregnant, but when you become a mom, it's like a huge identity shift, because suddenly you have to take like all the time that you have out for the baby. You have to feed, you have to bathe, you have to basically do everything for the baby. So keeping your identity intact is very important when it comes to initial stages of motherhood, because truly you're not in your best form mentally and physically, and on that you have to take care of the baby, which is very difficult in itself. Honestly, as a new mom, you're still learning the patterns, you're still learning how to take care of the baby, and the first 2 months for me were honestly like a blur. I was learning, I was doing things, and I was still healing, so it took a lot of time. So the self of identity goes for a toll when you become a mother. So the next point is, you are the sole caretaker of the baby as a mother. So what I mean by that is, even if you have like a doting partner, there are certain things that only a mom can do. There are certain feelings that only a mom can understand when it comes to a newborn. And I do understand, luckily in India people do help, like we have families who do help us after childbirth, but even then the night shift, the night feedings, the diaper changes, the holding the cry baby, and soothing, everything a mom has to do by herself. So majority, like say 95% of the work you have to do on your own, no matter what everyone says before pregnancy. It is your sole responsibility, and even your partner. So I remember when I used to do overnight feeds, which is like every hour or every 1.5 hours. It's really difficult. You're practically awake all night. Piyush used to get up with me, but then there is only a little that he could do. Like he could soothe the baby, but then he was not able to do it as good as I could. So yeah, that's that. At the end of the day, the responsibility falls on the mother, so you have to be mentally prepared for that. Next point is, priorities change, but I do feel the sense of self that you have should remain intact, because it's very easy to get lost in motherhood. There is so much of your time that goes into motherhood, and not only time, it takes time, but it also takes your mental space. You're obsessing 24 hours about the baby. So that's a big chunk of your time that goes into thinking what to do, what not to do. Am I doing something wrong? Am I doing it all right? Is the baby fine? Why is he crying so much? Is he uncomfortable? Is she uncomfortable? I mean, a lot of time goes into that. So the sense of self can be sometimes lost. I would say sometimes, but I've seen it happen most of the times. For me, I feel like I had some difficulty catching on, because I've never seen kids around me. I've never seen an infant around me, and the whole birthing and being a parent, being a mother was absolutely new concept for me. But luckily, my in-laws family have a lot of women, and I'm the youngest amongst them. So we have a lot of kids and a lot of mothers who have given me all the information that I needed. So that phase that I had lasted for like 2 months, I think, where I was learning. I was trying to figure out what to do and what not to do, getting a hang of things. But I feel like if a person does not have help, it can be really difficult, because you don't know and you don't have someone to go to so that you can ask questions. There are a lot of silly questions, a lot of doubts when it comes to a new mom. Otherwise, there is so much content online. I feel like if you don't have someone to speak to personally, you can always go online, search for an authentic source and take information from there. Next point is my favorite. Self practices are very, very important. Now this links to self-care, and trust me, I've had a trust me, I've had a year of motherhood, and I know how difficult it can be to take out time for self-care. Even as basic as a 5-minute shower, I know that I can't do it now. In fact, you know what I think? I had more time when Ridan was little. I feel like he used to take longer naps, and I had time to maybe put a face pack or go for, you know, a good shower. But now that he's 1 year old, he's always running around, and he has not learned to walk yet, but he's crawling around and he does not stay still. So I don't take like more than 5 minutes of shower, which sucks, but that's how it is. But anyways, what I was talking about is that we should always take time for self-care. Now self-care can be as little as cooking yourself a good meal. So let's start from the basics. I do understand that mothers don't have time at all. What I did was I started just taking care of my food, the food that I eat. I just wanted someone to hold the baby for like 5-10 minutes till I get a good meal. That's it. That's all you have to start with, and then you can gradually put it into maybe listening to some good podcast, because it all starts from your head. You just have to have the sanity, and I feel like we as mothers, as new mothers especially, we lose our sanity, and we just, you know, get stuck in that routine and do not make time for ourselves. And you can start doing that. I always cook in the morning, so I make sure that I put some podcast on while doing so. You know, there's also one more thing that I started doing when I was like 3.5 months postpartum. I started going to gym. Yeah, I was really going mad, and I wanted to have some time for myself. I just wanted to go out and, you know, really get some me time. So what I did was I used to wake up 5:30 in the morning, used to go to the gym at 6 till 7:30. I was home. Ridan, I would like mostly find him sleeping till 7:30, otherwise my husband was there with him. But that was such a good thing to start with. I feel like that kick started something that made me think of, you know, I do need the sense of self. I need me time. I need to take care of myself as well along with the baby. And that's how, you know, gradually I started doing things. Next point is new roles and new challenges. So as a new mom, I feel like you have to deal with some or the other thing every day. It doesn't matter what you're doing, even if you're a working mother, if you are working at home, if you don't work at all like to earn, but you work like 24 hours in a day at home. There are definitely always new challenges, and no one really prepares us for that. Now, I don't want to exactly pinpoint, but I've had a lot of experiences like this. So whether it is the opinion of anybody else around you or the people outside or the social media, I get a lot of comments, I get a lot of messages. You know, what people perceive are the things in motherhood, but actually only you know what is motherhood. Only you know what's working for you and your baby, and until you are sane and your baby is happy, you're good to go. You don't need to think about anything else. Next, what does a child really want? So earlier I used to think a lot of things that I have to compromise so much, I will leave everything, and you know what not, I have to give so much time, maybe, you know, I lose myself in it. But with time, like with this 1 year, I've realized that the only thing a baby wants from you is love and care. That's it. You just have to give them time, you have to give them care, you have to take proper care of them. That's non-negotiable, but that's all they want. like they want their mom to be happy, and when the children grow up, if you ask them, they would always want you to be happy, and that is always the case. Now, I touched on it before as well, but others' opinion, I feel like as a new mom you can take it to heart, but I have another way to spin it around. I feel like everybody has their own experiences. As a mom, if I'm doing something and I see a new mom, maybe if she asks, I will give my advice, but she doesn't have to follow it, because as a person, as a mom, you get to decide what you want to do for your child. It's your right, it's your child, so you do get to do what you want and what's best for the baby. You can listen to everybody, you can listen to your elders, your friends who have already had babies, have had the experience that you're new to, but at the end of the day, it's you should listen to and just see what's good for your baby. So the biggest change that I've realized is the equation changes with everybody in the house. I have sister-in-laws, I have brother-in-laws, I have Ridan's cousins, I have my mother-in-law, father-in-law, my mom, my dad, my brother, and I feel like equation completely flips when it comes to a child. Now they have a little baby and the whole environment of the house changes. So that's a major change that I saw even in the behavior of people. I feel like a baby brings a lot more positivity, a lot more love into the house, which I absolutely adore. Now, the next thing that I learned after being a mom is getting to work is really difficult. I have always been career driven. I always wanted to work. I've been working from the age that I was 16 years old, but I feel the first transitional year that you have as a mom is very difficult. You cannot take time. I told you I don't even have 5 minutes to take a shower, so how would I work? Like, it is really difficult. I'm trying to make it work right now because I do like have a hang of things. Right now Ridan is sleeping in the other room, so this is the time that I can work, and I feel like pulling out this time is still very difficult. I feel like it will get better with time, but right now it's not that easy. Last, to wrap up, I just want to put out a question. What do you think a mom is? Like, for a child, a mom is someone he can look up to. A mom is someone he can count on, someone who nurtures, someone who loves. And I feel like as a person, I want to be that mom, but I also want to be a mom who is confident. I also want to be a mom who is self-sufficient. I also want to be a mom who is happy and driven. I feel like that is most important, because if you are happy, you are driven, you have a purpose, your child sees that and he or she grows up in that image, which is very important to raise smarter, healthier kids. So yeah, that's about it. I'll see you guys next time.